Chelsea finalized their plans next season for Conor Gallagher, which could have massive impact on none other than Declan Rice coming to Chelsea. This is going to be interesting. We need to dive deeper into this, so let's go. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge fan of Chelsea, who happen to be the best team in Europe, champions of Europe, and club world champions. So bravo to the best team, not only in London, but in the world. Now, today's topic is on Conor Gallagher, also Declan Rice, and future plans for Chelsea, where we're going to be going next season, especially during the summer transfer window. Now, first off, we need to talk about how well Conor Gallagher has been doing. In case you did not notice, this player has been shining brightly at Crystal Palace, which again, I think kind of blew a lot of people away, because when he went on loan to that club, I don't think people had a very high expectation for him, but right out of the gates, he just was phenomenal for Crystal Palace, has gotten them a lot of points this season, and luckily for Chelsea, he cannot play this weekend against Chelsea because of the rules in the Premier League system, because he is loaned out to Crystal Palace. So luckily for us, we don't have to face him this weekend, and unlucky for Patrick Vieira, because he's been very vital in his formation and his tactics. So Conor Gallagher will be coming back to Chelsea next year, which again is going to make it very difficult in our midfield, because as you know already, we have Jorginho, we have Conte, we have Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, and many, many more players that are on loan that could still come in. Billy Gilmore being another player at Norwich, so again, he may be coming back next season. And this really begs the question how Chelsea are going to look next season. Now, Conte and Jorginho do have one more year left on their contract, even though they are 31 at the end of this season, going into the next season, which really makes you wonder how much longer they will stay at the club. And if that is the case, it makes it very difficult for Declan Rice to come into this squad and start right off the bat, because you got to think about how well Jorginho, how well Conte is, and how well Kovacic are. And you have Conor Gallagher already playing too, and Declan Rice. It is very difficult to start all those players, because you really cannot, especially in Thomas Tuchel's system. And this might be a huge hindrance towards Chelsea with getting Declan Rice, which means he may go to Manchester United, Manchester City, or some other club, which would be massive, not only for this player, but also for Chelsea, because we've seen how well Declan Rice can play in the midfield. He's helped West Ham this season. And again, he's definitely a young player coming up through the system, loves Chelsea, and would be just a huge asset for Chelsea to have him. But again, it will be very difficult for Chelsea to incorporate him. Now, if you did not see, Roman Abramovich did say he will be backing up Thomas Tuchel in the summer window, which thank goodness, because Thomas Tuchel definitely deserves the backing from the owner, because the way he's been doing everything in almost just over a year, he's pretty much made it to any final he could possibly make it into. He's won us multiple trophies, and again, he has potential of winning us more trophies this season yet. And therefore, this guy might be right for the job, and hopefully he can keep this job for multiple years, because as we know, at Chelsea, it sometimes is a merry-go-round where we get one manager come in, win something, then get kicked out. Another manager comes in, win something, gets kicked out. And it's always just what's going to happen. But if we can have a manager such as Thomas Tuchel, which again is a proven winner, to really get his tactics down, get all the players that he needs, get them to get his same mindset, which is going to be massive, because Thomas Tuchel definitely has a higher thinking capability than some other managers. I would put him on the same level as Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, even Jose Mourinho. And again, you could maybe distinguish between all those managers, but they all have their special tactics. But Thomas Tuchel understands the game and understands how to get players to play very, very well. Now, like I said though, going into next season, it will be very difficult. And I even was reading on Reddit what some people were saying, because if we bring in Conor Gallagher back in, which again most likely will happen, Declan Rice comes in, we may need to sell then someone else, whether it's Conte, Kovacic, or Jorginho. More likely than not, it probably will be Jorginho, which I think will be a hard pill to swallow. But again, with his age, where he's been at, it would most likely make sense that he would be the player on his way out if both those players come in. Again, like I said, Billy Gilmore, if he comes in and gets molded to the player that Thomas Tuchel wants as well, then again, it makes it very difficult for all those players to start. And along that, Ruben Loftus-Cheek may be on his way out. Ross Barkley most likely on his way out in the summer. So again, there are going to be a lot of moving pieces moving forward for Chelsea. Hopefully, like I said, we can get everything in the right direction with the players that we need, and everyone can just fit into that role right away, because as we know, sometimes it takes time to adapt to the Premier League. Even though Declan Rice and Conor Gallagher are already in the Premier League, but when you move to a different team and play in that system, sometimes it can take a little bit. But overall, I think Chelsea's future is very, very bright. Curious to see where we go in the direction this summer. Hopefully we can get both those players to stay. Conor Gallagher to come in, obviously, and Declan Rice, because that would be massive signings for Chelsea. And hopefully we can figure out our top attacking third as well. Romelu Lukaku, hopefully he stays, even though he has been lacking in the goal situation. But if he can get things going and we get one or two other players that can help him score more goals and create more opportunities, Chelsea definitely have the potential of next season to win the Premier League. It won't happen this year, obviously, but next year definitely should be on our radar, and hopefully we can do that. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. And if you want, watch this video talking about Frank Lampard, the ex-manager for Chelsea, and what he's been doing at Everton. I think you'll like that video as well. So I will see you next time.